it up. It's the Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Howell.
Look past the meaning, I know you can wait. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the band Asphalt Valentine, lead singer Joe Flynt to the program. How you doing, Joe?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. The weather's pretty nice here in North Myrtle Beach. Where are you calling from?
Nice. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, so it's pretty nice here. Our old guitar player, they had moved to North Myrtle Beach too a few years ago, and we got to go up there and visit a couple times. Man, it's nice up there. So.
Oh yeah, it's awesome here. How's the situation by you as far as COVID? Everything opening up or what?
Oh yeah, our governor just opened everything back up full capacity, I think, last week. So, but even before that, we had done a couple shows. We did one in January, and honestly, it was probably not COVID compliant.
Right.
And then we did one in February, and it was a little bit more kind of compliant, socially distanced, and you had to reserve your tables and stuff like that. But as of like last week, it's game on. So they're opening back up.
That's awesome. I mean, down here as well, for months, you would drive down like Business 17 and you'd see all the bars and the restaurants and the clubs just empty. It looked like an apocalypse, like nothing was going on. And now you drive down the highway, you can't even get a parking space. And it's just so refreshing to see, because now everybody's back to work, and we're going to start seeing some, great shows and great bands, and it's just going to be awesome. Last year was a year from hell.
Yeah, it was. And I did a lot of interviews last year as well, and that was one of the questions I got, especially in the summer months, is what are y'all doing, what do y'all expect? And one of my responses is going to be, when it opens up, the floodgates are going to open up, and every band that has been chomping at the bit to play is going to be out there trying to play. And it's a good thing for the fans, and hopefully it won't get too oversaturated too quick. But I think that there's been such a want and a need from all the fans just to go out and see live music and support the music they love, just anything really, that it's not really. I think there's going to be a good wave to ride coming up, but there's still some uncertainties with certain states and stuff like that. So, it's not game on everywhere you go. You still have to, figure out what the local requirements are. Like here in 2 weeks, we're going to go up to Louisville. Mm-hmm. And we got a show on the 23rd, and I don't really know what it's like up there. So we'll have to figure out, are we going to have the limited capacity up there? And then the next night we're coming back and playing Nashville. And I know historically, at least from what we've heard here locally, Nashville's governor has pretty much been on lockdown for a long time. But I'll tell you, me and my wife went there, probably September, October of last year. And if you go down the main strip, there's a ton of people, walking around, but they all have masks on and they require you to wear your mask. But once you're inside, there's still there's a lot of people partying. It's a party town. So hopefully we'll get that vibe when we get there.
Yeah, that would be great. Tell me a little bit about the band. When did you guys form, and who's in the band, and good stuff like that? Yeah,
man. We've actually been around for quite a number of years. We pretty much started in 2005. Okay. So it's pretty unusual for a local band. We've done a lot of regional and even national shows, but to have been together this long is really impressive for us. So it really started out with me and my bass player, Scott Clark, who is still in the band. And then shortly after that, Brett, he joined on rhythm guitar, and he joined before we did our first record back in 2009. That was the Strip Rock and Roll record. And then we had a few lineup changes in the lead guitar position and in the drumming position. But after we did our first record, we did another EP in 2014, and then we had a long lag in between this last record that we did for Strip Rock. But for Twisted Road, we did have a guitar player do the record with us. He lives out in San Francisco, and he actually was in the band when he lived here back in 2010 for a short stint. So maybe about a year and a half, and he never got to do any recording with us before he moved on to California. But when we decided to do this record, we didn't have a lead guitar player, but we always really meshed well together with him and really wanted him to do a record with us. So we had reached out to him before we started recording, and there is challenges for having 3/4 of the band here in Georgia and then one member out in California. But, I know you probably get bands like this all the time that live all over,
Absolutely.
Not just the country. Yeah, not just the country, but even the world. So it can be done, and it was done. But, we decided that, mutually that, logistically for him to fly out and play a bunch of shows with us, it probably didn't work. So we did hire a local guy who has been in the band for about a year and a half at this point now. So
that's awesome. Your current album, you mentioned a few moments ago, Twisted Road, out on High Vol Music. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a long time in the making. Like I said, we had done an EP in 2014 and hadn't done anything since. And it was we weren't entirely sure if we were going to do another record. Just being in a band at our status, it's really difficult to say, all right, what are we going to invest our money in? Is it going to be, a full-length record? Is it going to be EP? Do we want to just do singles? And at the time, there's just a lot of bands who put out singles as they write the songs and seem to do well. But, after the lineup changes and stuff that we had, we were off the road. We weren't doing what we used to do for like 10 years, which was, hit the road constantly. And once I got back out on the road, I did a little stint with one of the other local bands here, Asphalt Valentine, and did some shows with them back in 2018 when their singer had quit. And man, that rush of getting in the van with 3-4 other guys and traveling state to state and doing these shows was absolutely amazing. And that really was just the shot in the arm. I came back and I said, all right, guys, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call the old label, Bill, at Highball, because he did our first record with us, though he was under Shadis Records at that time. And I had sent him a couple tracks that we were doing. He really dug it. And, I said, well, let's just do an EP. And he came back and said, we're not doing an EP. We're doing a full length, write some more material, and then we're gonna go from there. So that's kind of how that started.
Yeah, it's an awesome CD. I listened to it a lot since Bill sent me the electronic press kit. And the one song that stood out for me is a cover that I think you guys really owned it. Ooh La La, a cover of Faces.
Yes.
Besides it being a great song anyway, what made you choose that one?
Well, back in, I want to say it was 2016, 2017. We were approached by this production company. They were doing a movie and they wanted songs for the soundtrack, and they gave us a long list of songs, but they wanted all cover songs. And they wanted them done not in the way that the original song was done, which is how we've always approached a cover song. Not that we do covers very much, but we figure if we're going to do one, that's how we would like to do it. So I think there was a list of like 500 songs, and we're going, there's some old school songs, some new school, funk, metal, punk, jazz, and we just picked the songs that we, loved and grew up with. And that was one of the ones we picked. And I was just playing around with it in my studio, and I came up with a rhythm for it and the melody. And, it's one of those, it turned out that it's familiar enough that you should know it, especially when you get to the chorus, but you might not know it until you get to the chorus. And once we did it and we just did a little demo, I thought it was so cool and really got the vibe out in the rock way that we would like to get out. So we decided, to put that on the record just because how well it came off from, what we were trying to do.
Yeah, it's you guys totally own that song. It's a great song, but I do have a favorite on there. Number 6 is one of my favorites, As the Crow Flies. Do you have a favorite song on the album, and why?
Yeah, I would think my favorite song on the record is probably the last track, and that was Rain.
Right.
And for me, it's kind of got that more fast, riffy kind of intro, and then it pulls you back with that really melodic bass, and I'm really able to sing and do some things that I'm not able to do on the other tracks. And then it just explodes into this hardcore pre-chorus, and then this really melodic chorus. So it's really got all those changes that I think makes the song interesting. And aside from that, the lyrics, when I wrote them, I never really wrote a concept song before, an actual story that's not just, abstract things about, me growing up and things that's happened in my life, but I put myself in an old West kind of town where I wrote a story on retribution and the old school, like high noon, two guys duking it out with their guns. And to me, that was kind of a fun thing to do. So I've never really written a story like that before. So I enjoy that one.
That's pretty cool. The band has several videos on YouTube. Do you guys enjoy making the videos as much as you do recording the music?
Oh, yeah, we absolutely love it. Now, the last one that we did for Saving, that was a little bit more painstaking for us because when I approached our video guy, Matt, because he had worked with us on the Twisted Road video, I wanted to do something. I said, we really need to elevate ourselves from, doing something in a basement or in a room. We need to elevate ourselves from that. And that's just got a bunch of treatments on it. And so I came up with the green screen concept because I really knew that they had the ability to really bring the treatments and the aspects of the video and really let them run with what they thought that the song should look like. And so in order to do that, we actually had to spend 3 months from hand building that green screen studio. So it's not just a curtain that's back there. This is a full basement that has the curved walls that are all smoothed out and, with the floor that, comes out and all painted green. So it's actually a full studio that can be used at any time. And I think that was the real professional way to do it. But that was kind of a pain to do it that way. But if we ever want to go back, we definitely have something that's more professional. But it's definitely fun to see your stories and your music come to life on video. I mean, there's nothing like it. In this day and age, you have to do it. So might as well make it look really good.
So do you think that music videos are an important tool for marketing the band?
Absolutely. Yep. Because, you have so many different social media sites. You can put things up on, Facebook and just, say a blurb here or there. But there's a ton of people that click on videos as a recommendation based on what they're watching on YouTube. And I do it all the time. I mean, I'll spend Friday and Saturday night sometimes here in my studio, and I'll start clicking on bands I like. I'm like, who's that? That, just looking at that picture, that looks pretty cool. And so I will discover bands that way. And so I think it's important. And I also think it's important that the viewer and the fan get an idea of, maybe what you look like and start to bring the story in visually with the song that you have, because you can listen to something on Spotify and it really doesn't pay attention to it that much because you're not really that engaged. But I think if you're watching it visually, you're going to be more engaged and more likely to either become a fan or share it with somebody.
Does it a little more justice, right?
Yep, absolutely.
What's in your playlist? Like when you're hanging out, just chilling out, not, jamming with your guys, what are you listening to?
Oh, it's a wide range of stuff. I mean, obviously I got a lot of 80s stuff, so it would be Guns N' Roses, but I also love the European metal, so I'll have Hardcore Superstar in there. I like Avantasia, Halloween.
Nice.
Iron Maiden. But then I'll dial it back and I'll go for some Journey, because that's always a great singing song if you're having some people over. And, even though I wasn't into it growing up, my wife is into 90s hip hop, and now I'm starting to hear the songs over and over again. So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's good, and my wife's really big into, Southern rock and so, obviously we're from the South, so, anything Skinner, but the outlaw country, like newer bands that are coming up, Whiskey Gentry, or Whiskey Myers, he's amazing, so it's old school, it's raw. And so there's a lot of variety that we have going on.
What do you like to do for fun when you're not playing music? What's your hobby?
When I'm not playing music, actually I have a canoe that we got last year. We had moved a couple years ago, and I actually got the Chattahoochee River just a few hundred yards from my house. And so me and my son can take that out there and paddle around and take the fishing poles out there and stuff. But, other than that, it's just normal stuff. Look, I'm in my 40s, so it's really, there's not a lot of hardcore stuff we do.
Yeah.
Except for, we will go out to shows. And one of my favorite things to do actually is to go to like a destination show. So a couple of years ago, I don't know if you know the event Hellfest that's held in France, but we did that, I think 3 years ago. And Iron Maiden had headlined that. And so going out there and seeing 150,000 people and camping for 3 days, that's a pretty good time.
That sounds like fun. And there's also a Monsters of Rock cruise, too, that they have every year. One of my friends, Mike Floros, he's in a band called Steel City. He played, I think it was a few months back. But it was kind of like the COVID Monsters of Rock because there wasn't any fans there. It was just like, like a live stream. But it was pretty kick-ass, though.
Yeah, I haven't done one of those, but it is on the list to do. So I would definitely be all about doing a cruise. I mean, come on, you're on a boat, you get to see rock and roll, and then go to the beach. I mean, I can't think of anything more awesome than that.
Would that be your bucket list gig, or do you have a gig that you want to do, something on your rock and roll bucket list? What's your rock and roll bucket list?
Yeah, I would definitely say if Asphalt was playing, a Monsters of Rock cruise would definitely be on the list, and then to do a European tour would definitely be on the list for sure, because we played here in America for 15, 17 years, and it's great, and we've gone to wonderful cities and little towns and stuff, but I would love to fly across the pond and kind of go check it out over there. I just see bands that get great responses over there all the time, and it's just a bucket list kind of thing. So, if it was a festival, even better, but I'm happy doing clubs.
That's awesome. What are your plans for the rest of this year?
Well, we're actually really busy for this summer. We got, like I said, in April 23rd, we've got the Louisville show. We've got Nashville right after that. And then in May, we've got Baltimore, probably going to book another show or two around that. Then we're going to Ohio for Smokin' Country Saloon. And then we got Kansas City. We've got Illinois. We've got Wisconsin. So this summer is really booked for us, and I'm really excited because last year we got screwed. I don't know if you know when we released this record, Twisted Road, but that was actually February 28th of 2020.
Yep.
We had shows lined up, and this was our coming back record, and we were ready to go promote it, and unfortunately it didn't work. So we're happy that, we're able to get out there and get the shows, and, they're not just tentative shows either. These are shows that are actually happening. So, I know a lot of bands are putting things on the books just to have them there, which is great. You got to do something, but these shows are actually happening. I don't think there's any question about it. So that's what we'll plan to do for at least the rest of the summer into the fall, and then we're going to start working on the next record.
That sounds awesome. Do you have a website you'd like to promote?
Yeah, it's just asphaltvalentine.com. We got a merch store up there, and then it's got all of our blogs that go to fame content that we put out on Facebook, and any news feed, tour dates, all that good stuff is up there.
Cool. Any final thoughts before we go?
No, I'm just glad that, we are getting out of this COVID era where bands aren't able to tour. I'm excited for the bands that are going to be able to get back out there. I'm excited for the fans that are able to go see the live music. So I think even though there was some hesitation on 2021, I think it's going to wind up being a really good year for a lot of people. I
think so too. And Joe, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You're actually celebrating my 100th episode of the Record Machine Show.
Very cool.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes. So I appreciate you coming on the show, and I really dig the album, and I wish you guys so much luck the rest of the way this year, and I can't wait to hear the new one.
Absolutely. Well, James, I really appreciate you having us on and doing the promotion for us, and anytime you want to have us back, you just let us know.
I will do, brother, and you take care and stay safe. All right?
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.